Hello. Part 2. Okay, the examination of Satan. When Jesus appeared again, Bartholomew said, "Show us the adversary of men that we may behold what fashion he is." Oh yeah, I already read that part, huh? Okay, let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Let us behold him, Lord. And he led them down from the Mount of Olives and looked wrathfully upon the angels that kept hell, and beckoned unto Michael to sound the trumpet in the height of heavens. And Michael sounded, and the earth shook. And Beliar came up, being held by 660 angels, and bound with fiery chains. And at the length of him was 1,600 cubits, and his breadth 40 cubits. So I guess he was like hecka long and kind of cylindrical, I would guess. Kind of like a serpent, maybe, or a dragon. His face was like lightning of fire, his eyes full of darkness, and out of his nostrils came a stinking smoke. In his mouth was the gulf of a precipice, and one of his wings was 80 cubits. And straightway when the apostles saw him, they fell to the earth on their faces and became as dead. But Jesus came near and raised the apostles and gave them the spirit of power, and said unto Bartholomew, "Come near, Bartholomew." Excuse me. Where was it? Come near, Bartholomew, and trample with thy feet on his neck, and he will tell thee his work, what it is, and how he deceiveth men. And Jesus stood afar with the rest of the apostles, and Bartholomew feared, and raised his voice and said, "Blessed be the name of thine immortal kingdom, from henceforth, even forever." And when he had spoken, Jesus permitted him, saying, "Go and tread upon the neck of Beliar." And Bartholomew ran quickly upon him and trod upon his neck. And Beliar trembled, and Bartholomew was afraid, and fled and said unto the Lord Jesus, "Lord, give me a hem of your garments, that I may have courage to draw near unto him." But Jesus said unto him, "Thou cannot take a hem of my garments, for these are not my garments which I wore before I was crucified." But Bartholomew said, "Lord, I fear lest like as he spared not thine angels, he swallow me up also." Jesus saith unto him, "Were not all the things made by my word, and by my will of the Father? The spirits were made subject unto Solomon. Thou therefore, being commanded by my word, go in my name and ask him what thou wilt." And Bartholomew made the sign of the cross and prayed unto Jesus, and went behind him. And Jesus said to him, "Draw near." And as Bartholomew drew near, fire was kindled on every side, so that his garments appeared fiery. Jesus saith to Bartholomew, "As I said unto thee, tread upon his neck, and ask him what is power." And Bartholomew went and trode upon his neck, and pressed down his face into the earth as far as his ears. And Bartholomew saith unto him, Tell me who thou art, and what thy name? And he said unto him, Lighten me a little, and I will tell thee who I am, and how I came hither, and what my work is, and what my power is. And he lightened him, and said to him, Saith all thou hast done, and all thou dost. And Beliar answered and said, Thou wilt know my name. At the fire I was called Satanel, which is interpreted as messenger of God. But when I rejected the image of God, my name was called Santanus, that is, an angel that keepeth hell. And again Bartholomew saith unto him, Reveal unto me all things that hide nothing from me. And he said unto him, I swear unto thee by the power and glory of God that even I would not hide. I cannot. For he is near that would convict me. For if I were able, I would have destroyed you like one of them that were before you. For indeed I was formed the first angel, for whom God made the heavens, when he took a handful of fire and formed me first. Michael second, Gabriel third, Uriel fourth, Raphael fifth, Nathaniel sixth, and the other angels of whom I cannot tell the names, for they are the rod bearers of God. And they smite me with their rods, and pursue me 7 times in the night, 7 times in the day. And they leave me not at all, and break in pieces all of my power. Suffer me that I will tell you how I was cast down into this place, and how the Lord did make man. I was going to go and fro in the world, and God said unto Michael, Bring me a clod from the 4 corners of the earth, and water from the 4 rivers of paradise. And when Michael brought them, God formed Adam, and in the regions of the east shaped a clod which was shaped and stretched and shines and veins upon it, and established it with joints. And he worshipped him himself for his own sake first, because he was the image of God. Therefore he worshipped him. And when I came from the ends of the earth, Michael said, Worship thou the image of God which he hath made according to his likeness. But I said, I am the fire of fire. I am the first angel formed. And I shall worship clay and matter. And Michael said to me, Worship, lest God be wroth with thee. But I said unto him, God will not be wroth with me, but I will set my throne over against his throne, and I will be as he is. Then was God wroth with me, and cast me down, having commanded the windows of heaven to be opened. And when I was cast out, he asked also the 600 that were under me if they would worship. But they said, Like as we have seen the first angel do, neither will we worship him that is less than ourselves. Then were the 600 also cast down with him. And we were cast down upon the earth, and we were senseless for 40 years. And when the sun shone forth 7 times brighter than fire, suddenly I awakened, and I looked about, and I saw 600 that were under me senseless. And I awakened my son Salpson, and took him to counsel how I might deceive the man on whose account I was cast out of the heavens. And thus I did contrive it, and I took a vial of mine hand and scraped the sweat off of my breast and the hair of mine armpits, and washed myself into the springs of the waters of the 4 rivers. I washed myself in the springs of the water whence the 4 rivers flow out. And Eve drank of it, and desire came upon her. For if she had not drank of that water, I should not have been able to deceive her. Then Bartholomew commanded him, "Go into hell." I think that's tight.